Have you ever noticed something interesting? The people who seem the most confident, peaceful, and magnetic are often not the ones trying the hardest to be noticed. They are not chasing attention. They are not begging to be chosen. They are not constantly proving their worth. They simply exist in their own energy. And somehow, people are naturally drawn toward them. Why? Because true magnetism is not created by chasing. It is created by becoming so connected to yourself that you no longer need someone else's approval to feel valuable. Today, we are going to talk about why the most magnetic people are not chasing anyone, and what happens when you embody that energy. Many people believe attraction comes from effort. They think, if I try harder, they will notice me. If I give more, they will value me. If I prove myself, they will choose me. But real magnetism works differently. Magnetism is not about convincing someone to see your value. It is about knowing your value so deeply that you no longer need to convince anyone. There is a difference between wanting connection and needing connection. Wanting connection comes from love. Needing connection comes from fear. And fear changes your energy. When you are afraid of losing someone, you start chasing. You overthink. You overgive. You abandon your own needs. But when you are grounded within yourself, your energy changes completely. Chasing comes from lack. Chasing usually begins with a belief. Something outside of me will finally make me feel complete. Maybe it is someone's attention. Maybe it is a relationship. Maybe it is approval. Maybe it is being chosen. But when you believe something outside of you holds your happiness, you give that thing power over your emotions. Your mood depends on their response. Your confidence depends on their attention. Your peace depends on their presence. And without realizing it, you disconnect from your own center. Magnetic people understand something important. No person, opportunity, or external circumstance can create the worth that already exists within you. Magnetic people choose, they don't chase. One of the biggest differences between chasing and magnetism is this. Chasing says, please choose me. Magnetism says, I choose what aligns with me. A magnetic person is not sitting around hoping someone recognizes their value. They are living. They are growing. They are creating. They are becoming. They understand that their energy is precious, so they don't give unlimited access to everyone. They don't force connections. They don't try to convince people who are not ready to meet them. They allow life to reveal what is aligned. They are comfortable with themselves. The most magnetic people have built a relationship with themselves. They enjoy their own company. They are not constantly running from silence. They are not afraid to spend time alone. Because solitude has taught them something powerful. Being alone is not the same as being incomplete. When you are comfortable with yourself, you carry a different energy. You are no longer searching for someone to fill an empty space. You are sharing from fullness. And that is one of the most attractive energies a person can have. They don't need constant validation. Magnetic people appreciate love and recognition, but they don't depend on it. There is a difference. They can receive compliments without needing them to survive. They can experience rejection without losing themselves. They can hear criticism without questioning their entire identity. Why? Because their foundation comes from within. They know, my worth does not increase when someone chooses me. My worth does not decrease when someone leaves. This inner stability creates a powerful presence. They protect their energy. Your energy is a reflection of what you allow. Magnetic people understand this. They don't spend all their emotional energy explaining themselves. They don't constantly defend their choices. They don't try to make everyone understand them. They know that peace is valuable. They know that attention is valuable. They know that their time is valuable. So they become intentional with where they place their energy. And when you protect your energy, you become more powerful. They stop forcing timing. Another reason magnetic people stand out is because they trust timing. They do not panic when something does not happen immediately. They do not chase what is leaving. They do not force what is resisting. They understand. What is aligned with them will not require them to lose themselves. This does not mean they do nothing. They take action. They grow. They create. But they do not operate from desperation. Their energy says, I trust myself. I trust my path. I trust that what is meant for me will meet me. Magnetism comes from self-respect. Many people think being magnetic means looking perfect or being admired by everyone. But true magnetism is much deeper. It comes from self-respect, the way you speak to yourself, the boundaries you create, the standards you maintain, the promises you keep to yourself. Every time you choose yourself, your energy strengthens. Every time you honor your intuition, your confidence grows. Every time you stop accepting what hurts you, you become more aligned. Your energy attracts different experiences. When your inner world changes, your outer world begins changing too. Not because you magically control everything around you, but because you start making different choices. A person who respects themselves chooses differently. They communicate differently. They respond differently. They allow different things. They create different relationships. Healing changes your relationship with life, and that changes what you experience. The shift from seeking to receiving. The biggest transformation happens when you move from seeking to receiving. Seeking says, I need to find something outside of myself. Receiving says, I am open to what aligns with me. Seeking is anxious. Receiving is peaceful. Seeking comes from fear. Receiving comes from trust. The most magnetic people are not closed off. They are open, but they are open without desperation. They know they are worthy before anything arrives. Becoming the magnetic version of you. The magnetic version of you is not a different person. It is the version of you that no longer hides. The version who trusts herself. The version who does not shrink to be accepted. The version who does not chase what does not choose her. The version who understands. I am already valuable. I am already worthy. I do not have to prove my existence. And from that place, everything changes. The most magnetic people are not magnetic because everyone loves them. They are magnetic because they love and respect themselves. They are not chasing because they are not searching for someone else to complete them. They have found connection within themselves. And when you stop chasing, you create space. Space for healthier relationships. Space for opportunities. Space for abundance. Space for the life that actually aligns with who you are becoming. Remember, the goal is not to become someone who needs nobody. The goal is to become someone who chooses from a place of wholeness. Because the most powerful energy you can embody is this. I want connection, but I do not need it to know my worth. If this message resonated with you, comment below. My energy is magnetic. And remember, the moment you stop chasing and start embodying your true self, your entire energy begins to shift.